Let me put that on silent first. And one more. Yeah, now it's fine. Hey guys, Harsh here and welcome back to Technolobe. I've been using the Poco X3 Pro as my daily phone for the past week or so, and it has been an incredible experience. This phone offers great performance and pretty good cameras as well. Now, as you know, I love testing cameras on smartphones, and that's exactly what I've been doing with this phone. Now, before I made the camera review of this phone, I wanted to try out Google Camera because this phone comes with a 48 megapixel primary sensor, which is the Sony IMX582. Yes, I know, it's a very popular sensor which has been used in budget phones as well as flagship phones out there. Now this sensor has performed very good with GCam, especially in OnePlus phones. That's why I wanted to make this video today. So this is Google Camera for the Poco X3 Pro. As always, I tried a bunch of GCam APKs and finally landed on the right one. We will talk about how to install this GCam port in the later part of this video. First up, let's start by comparing images from stock camera application and Google Camera. We'll start with daylighting conditions. In terms of daylighting conditions, both of these applications are able to shoot some amazing photos. There are not a lot of differences. There are some little differences like with the dynamic range. So dynamic range is ever so slightly better with GCam images. This always happens. Google Camera images are better in terms of dynamic range. That means Google Camera manages to expose the highlights and shadows in a better way, hence giving you a more pleasing image. So yeah, dynamic range is definitely better from Google Camera shots. Now apart from that, there's also a difference in terms of detail level. GCam is able to capture more details. Now this will help when you are editing the photo in post-production. Now I am a person who likes to edit every single photo, and more details definitely help in post-production. Apart from that, the colors are on point from both of these applications, and so is the saturation level. Neither of these applications are oversaturating the image, which is a good thing. Now everything that I said also applies for the ultra wide angle camera. Yes, the ultra wide angle camera is working on this Google Camera port, and whatever I said about the main camera applies over here as well. Now next up, let's talk about one part where there are major differences, and that is in terms of low light photography. So with GCam we have night sight, and with the stock camera application we have the night mode. Night sight is way better as compared to night mode. You can shoot some awesome photos with night sight, and it's literally magic. This also always happens. Night sight is the best, and you can clearly see that in the sample photos. Now with GCam you also get astrophotography, which is just next level. For astrophotography, I would recommend you to use a tripod because that will give you the best results. Now I live in an area where you cannot see a lot of stars. That's why I could not shoot some awesome astro photos. But as and when I do, I will make sure to update them on Twitter and Instagram. So follow me there for some astro photos. Next up is portrait mode. Portrait mode is better from GCam. The edge detection is better, and so is the background blur. Now what about video shooting? So video shooting is not the best experience with GCam. It often lags and crashes the app as well. So that's why for videos I would suggest stick with the stock camera application. Now you might be wondering, what about the selfie camera? So this time around I did not like the selfies from GCam. I like the selfies from the stock camera application. This almost never happens, but with the Poco X3 Pro it did happen, and yes, the stock camera application is very good for selfies. So as you saw, GCam is a very good addition to the photography experience with your Poco X3 Pro. It is not going to replace your stock camera application by any means. Nope, it's not going to happen. It's just an addition which will help you take better photos. It's definitely not going to replace the stock camera application, so please keep that in mind. Now let's talk about how to install this mod on your Poco X3 Pro. You just need to download one APK and install it. That's it. No config file, no settings whatsoever. Just download the APK and you will be good to go. I will make sure to drop a link to that APK in the description box below. So anyway, this was Google Camera for the Poco X3 Pro. Do let me know how you feel about this video in the comment section down below. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. My name is Harsh Punjabi, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.